Good morning. So this morning I was going to play a little. I was looking at my Time Sports book, and I thought I'd play a little of the Time Sport basketball this morning. I really like this version of the fast play basketball, using the six-man rules and the optional point allocation matrix, which is really pretty cool. All right, so we've got our league, Bayside and Unionville, are the first series. So let's play Bayside and Unionville. Actually, no. I think I played those. I got those records somewhere. Let's do Springfield at Central City. So Springfield and Central City. Springfield is the owner Walter Hemingway, coached by Matt Traybelt. The rating is a 6.5 or C. So Springfield is a C. And Central City, owner is William Grant, coached by Bob McGregor. Their rating is a 10B, so they're pretty good, right? But let's do this, C versus B. Let's get the matchup for the game. So we got Springfield C versus B is D. So Springfield's game grade is D, and Central City's game grade, which is B versus C, is going to be B. All right, Central City and Springfield, right? And we've got B versus D for the game grade. All right, let's go ahead and take a look at the players here. Starting at point guard is Vinny Ignacio. He's a 2-rated player. Shooting guard, Sammy Graham, 2-rated player. Pat Brantley is the small forward, a 1+ player. Power forward is Larry Sveltzer. He's a 0+ player. Center is Ange Welch, a 0+ player. And their sixth man is Ollie Connor. He's a 0+ player. And then we've got our bench of Bradley Hampstead, Dennis Klinger, Melvin Goldstein, and Zach Martindale. Coach Traybelt has a strong backcourt in Ignacio and Graham, but that's about all he's got. And with zero help coming off the bench, it's going to be a long season for him. So Springfield, again, not too hot. Central City starters. Let's take a look at Central City. Central City, Jerry Reynolds is the point guard. Shooting guard is Kevin Hartman, a 2. Jerry Reynolds is a 1. Paul Booth is the small forward, a 1. Vic Fanning is a 1. Power forward. Center is Mark Sharkey, a 2. Their sixth man is fantastic. Bert Trindle is a 2+. And their bench is Mike Cooper, Ben Washington, Marty Bookman, and Carl Larksburg. Central City is primed to win the championship, with Sharkey controlling the paint, scoring in close, and Hartman adding buckets from the outside. The sixth man, Trindle, is a rising star. So Central City should win this game. And this is pretty simple. First quarter. Again, this game is a fast play scoring game. So let's go ahead and get this done. All right, Springfield's first quarter score is 5 on D. They're going to score 19 points. And Central City on B is going to score 4 on B. They're going to score 21 points. So we got a ball game, 21 points. Now, if I want to, I can do my point allocation right now. So let's go ahead and do that. Central City, let's go ahead and do Springfield first because they're the visitor. All right, Springfield's guard, Ignacio, 2. How much of these points are his? And so what you do now, out of that 19 points, we start with the highest rated player, Ignacio. He's a 2. 1, he is going to score on D. He's going to score 4 points. So Ignacio is going to score 4 points of that 19. Second for them, their second most highest rated player is Sammy Graham. That's the shooting guard. He's going to score the full amount, 4 points. So Graham gets 4 points. That's 8 of the 19. And then we work down to the highest players. And then Pat Brantley's a 1+. So 1+, he needs a 1 to 3. Yep, he's going to score the highest he can score. That's 4 points. So Brantley gets 4. So far, all their starters have scored all their 19 points. Let's see here. Larry Sveltzer is a 0+ for these guys. So that's their power forward. So we got point guard, shooting guard, small forward, and their power forward. Ironically, this happened to be rated in that order. He is a 0+, so he needs to roll a 1. No. So the power forward who is not good, Feldspar, gets 0 of those points. Their center out of this is a 0. He gets a 1 or a 2 chance, believe it or not. Remember, plus is a defensive rating, so you would think, why is the plus scores less than the 0? Because plus indicates they are a defensive player and a rebounder. So plus is not necessarily a point score. It means their value is reflected abstractly in a defensive type player. 4, he will not score either. So their center, Feldspar, and their center score nothing. Again, that's why the ratings matter, because it would be about collecting points and finding out who. 0 points. That means their bench. And remember, the 6th man cannot score until the 2nd or 4th quarter. So the bench, and then whoever you want to give these points to, they don't have ratings. So we scored 12 points. That means the bench got 6 points. And then again, you can distribute those to whoever these players are if you want to. So 12 and 6 is 12 and 7 is 19 points. So the bench got 7 points among 1, 2, 3, 4 players, and then of course our starters in the first quarter: Ignacio with 4, Graham with 4, Brantley with 4, Feldspar, the center, and Connor didn't manage to get a bucket. All right, Central City. Again, so I'm doing this as I play, so you can kind of get a feel for the game point-wise before I go on to finish the game. So you could just roll up the whole game and then do the points per quarter. This is kind of fun to know what's going on as we play. So. All right, so the top player here, remember you do the highest rated player first, so it's going to be Kevin Hartman, the shooting guard. So shooting guard Hartman. And remember, they don't automatically score this range. They have to roll. So Hartman is a 2. I got to roll a 1 to 5 for him to score his highest possible buckets. Yep. And he's a B. They are a B in this game, so he's going to score 5 of those 21. The second highest rated player for these guys is the center, Sharkey. And Sharkey on a 1 to 5. Yep, he's going to score the highest he can score, 5 points. Okay, and then we've got Reynolds, our point guard, our small forward Booth, and Vic Fanning. I'm going to go small forward Booth. And then power forward is Fanning. And then last but not least is our point guard, Reynolds. So I'm going to roll them up in that order for the first quarter. So Booth, I mean, these guys are all 1s, so I need to roll 1 to 4 for all of these guys. 2, so that means Booth is going to score 4. So that's 14 of the 21 right there. Fanning, 5. Fanning will fail to score. Interesting. And Reynolds, 4. Reynolds will score his 4 points. Okay, so we got 18 of the 21 gone, which means the bench scored 3 points. So the game leaders are Hartman and Sharkey for Central City, and then 4 from Booth and Reynolds. And then over here we've got Ignacio with 4, Graham with 4, Brantley with 4, and then we have 4 players on the bench that have scored 7 points. That's the first quarter of action. Second quarter, here we go. Now the second quarter, 6th man plays a role. All right, here we go. We're looking at the D chart for Springfield in the second. 3. They're going to manage only 17 points in the second quarter. But their 6th man, let's see what he's rated. Again, Springfield, not a very good team. Springfield, where are they at? Springfield 6th man, Ollie Connor. Oops, I wrote down the wrong guy. Welch here, not Connor. Welch. There we go. So Connor, though, is going to score 0. Is a rating of 0, which means in the second quarter, 0, minus 4 points from the team total. So he actually cost them 4. So they're going to score only 13. Connor hurts them big time. Minus 4 from their own total, which means he basically slowed their pace down and wrecked their quarter. Holy cow. Central City now, what do they score? Central City scores 21 again. Their man is a star, 2+. Add 2 points to their own team, subtract 2 more from the opponent. Holy cow. And add 2 more. All right, folks, so at halftime, it is 44 to let's see, 20-30. Oh, butt kicking. 14-point difference at halftime. We have only 11 points to distribute to players here. We have 23 to distribute to Central City. Okay, now when you do your scoring allocation in the second and fourth, you start with a 6th man. So Connor is a 2+ on the allocation charts. And this is where you'll see this is kind of fascinating because he cost them 4 points, but we roll to see how many he scored for him first. Connor is a 0, so I need to roll a 1 or a 2. Nope, so Connor didn't score anything, so that would explain why they lost those 4 points. Connor didn't contribute off the bench, right? Okay, then we have to start, then we go with our guys, right? In order of the highest rating, Ignacio, who already has 4 points. Ignacio scores 4, he scores another 4 points. So 4 more points for Ignacio out of 11. And then we go with the shooting guard, which is Graham. These are the 2 highest rated players first. You always knock out the highest rated players, and then if there's no points left, right, you're done. Okay, Ignacio on a 2 is 5. Oh, he will score. And again, 4. He got his 4 points again. So that's 8 of the 11. And last but not least, let's look at Brantley. I have a feeling if Brantley gets this, and of course they can't score more than they have total points. So we have 8. So that means if Brantley gets his, that'll be 3 points, not 4. And Brantley is a 1+. And yes, Brantley's going to get the final 3 points. So that means everyone else for that team scored nothing. So at halftime, the point guard, Ignacio's got 8 points. Shooting guard, Graham's got 8 points. Small forward, Brantley's got 7 points. And then, of course, that means Feltzer, Welch, Connor, no points. Their bench, 7. And then their bench, 7. So that's 16, 20, what the heck? 8, 9, 10, 11. So there's our points. We got Brantley. Oh, Brantley 7. And the bench 7. So that's 14, 22, 30. Yep. So at halftime, there's their 30 points. Their leader are the point guard and the shooting guard, who are their 2 stars. They're both 2s. Connor killed them. That 6th man comes off the bench and really blows up their pacing and their offense. He just didn't get it done. All right, so let's come over here and look at our scoring for Hartman. So again, Hartman's going to score his 5 points. So we're going to have point guard Hart. He's going to get his 5 points. We're going to have Sharkey, the center. Oh wait, 6th man. Whoops. 6th man. Let's roll for the 6th man. What did he score? Sorry, 5. He didn't. Oh my God, their superstar 6th man did not get any points, which means he helped. He came off the bench and he probably got assists because he is a defensive guy, or he got steals and rebounds to help the team score those extra 2 points. Right, but remember he also took 2 points away. So a 2+ 6th man is going to help them with an assist for a bucket, and he's also going to take a bucket away from the enemy. So, and ironically, he also did not actually get a bucket, so he must have got an assist. So Sharkey, the center, so their 6th man didn't score either. So neither 6th man scored. But Sharkey is going to get his 5 points. So Hartman and Sharkey got theirs. Remember, they scored 23 in the total. Booth I think Booth's going to get his. Let's double check Booth. Booth is a 1. I rolled a 4. Yep, Booth's going to get his 4 points. Okay, we got Fanning. Booth is the small forward, and Fanning is the power forward. Fanning, 4. I think he's going to get his. Let's double check. Fanning is a 1. Yep, he's going to get his 4. So that's 14 of the 23 right there. And then we got Reynolds, the power forward. Reynolds did not score in the first quarter. Let's see if he does something now. And Reynolds is a, where is Reynolds? Reynolds is a 1 as well. He's the point guard. 2, he is going to get his points. So Reynolds is the point guard. And Reynolds got 2. He's going to score 4. So that's 12. That's 22. And we have 1 point left. Let's see if that 1 point is scored by The final guy, Reynolds, Trindle did not score, so it'd be bench. So their bench will get 1 point in the second quarter. So total at halftime, the point guard, Hartman, with 10 points. Center, Sharkey, with 10 points. Small forward, Booth, has got 8 points. Power forward, Fanning, has got 4 points. And point guard, Reynolds, Hartman is a shooting guard, sorry. Shooting guard. Point guard, Reynolds has scored 4 and 4. He has 8 points. Son of a gun, I didn't know that. And then our bench, neither six-man scored. Our bench has 1 and 3/4 points. That should total 44, 20, 16, 38, 42. Am I missing some here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and bench, right? Because six-man didn't score. So 10, 20, 32, 40. Yep, 44. So at halftime, it is 30 to 44. All math done right. And we know the leaders now. We know that Hartman and the center, Sharkey, are leading this game with 10 points. Small forward Booth has got 8. And over here we have Ignacio, point guard, with 8. And we have the shooting guard, Graham, with 8. So, and right now, a 14-point lead for Central City at halftime. And we have all of our points, including our bench players, if we want to allocate those. So that is the first half. Third quarter, Central City and, Springfield and Central City. Again, Springfield is looking at the D charts in this game. Central City looking at the B charts. And I'm afraid, I am absolutely afraid that Central, again, not good enough. Small, there. And remember, Central City is a 10-point team. Springfield is a 6.5 team. So we are talking about, like a $10 million roster versus a $6.5 million roster, right? So there's definitely a power difference. As again, Central City is predicted to be the champion in the 1948 season. Springfield, not very good. But let's see if Springfield can blow up and get a 6. 5, they're going to score 19 again. So at least they're getting 19. Central City could put the game away here with a big roll. They're going to roll a 6. Yeah, Central City says we are not messing around with these guys in the opening game of the first weekend series. 24 to 19, which is going to make it 30 and 19, 49 points total. And over here we've got 68. So it is a 19-point game as Central City is just blistering Springfield. And again, so go ahead and get our starter. So I'm going to put point guard instead of names to keep me straight. Shooting guard, small forward, and then we have our power forward, our center, and our bench. So what's the scoring look like here for Springfield? Again, Springfield's got 2 really good guards, Ignacio and Graham. Let's roll them. They're 2s. So we're going to be looking at the allocation tables. They need to roll 1 to 5 to actually get their points. 4, they will. The first guy gets his points. The second guy gets his points. Okay, and then we've got our next guy, Brantley, 1+. Does not score his points. Wow, power forward, not very good, 0+. Does not get his points. The center is a 0. Wow, and he's actually going to get 1 point, which means 11 out of 19. The bench gets 8 points. So again, their bench better than their starters almost. Okay, over here you can see how much faster we get going here once we get into the rhythm of how we do this. So again, we got our point guard. We got our shooting guard, Hartman. We got our center, small forward, power forward, point guard. And then, of course, we have our bench. And again, remember, the 6th man does not contribute until the 2nd and 4th quarter and overtime. So the 6th man, don't worry about messing with him. All right, our shooting guard for Central City as we are wrapping up this game. Central City. Our shooting guard is a 2, so we come over here. Again, he needs a 1 to 5 to get his points. Nope. Oh, my God. He was shut out in the 3rd. Holy cow. Their center He's going to get his points, which is 5. The small forward Brantley is going to get his points, which is 4. Fanning, he's not going to get, let me double check Fanning. Fanning is a 1. He will not get his points. Wow, so the bench clearly in the third getting the job done. Point guard gets his points, 4. And that means the bench gets everything else, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. And they scored, so 11 points for the bench. So boy, the 4 players for Central City, Cooper, Washington, Bookman, and Larkspur, have got 11 points in the third quarter. That's amazing when your bench can contribute fourth quarter. Holy cow. And right now, point guard, the running total for Ignacio has 13 points on the day. The shooting guard also 13 points on the day. The small forward Brantley has 7 points on the day. The power forward, 0 points on the day for him. And the center has 1 point, and their bench has a total of 15 points. So Springfield's bench out of 49 has got 15 of those points. Shooting guard, again, this is their star. He's got 10. He did not score in the third. That's amazing. The center, 15 for Central City. Springfield's 12 for the small forward. Their power forward, 4. And their point guard, 8 and 4, a 12 for him. And their bench, 4 and 11, 15. So both teams got 15 points out of their bench in the first 3 quarters in the running total. All right, final quarter of play. Springfield, let's see what they do. Again, this is anticlimactic, as we all know Springfield's going to get the run, and they are going to get a run. But let's just see what the final, it's academic, but we do it. 18 for them. So again, we don't do the final score until the 6-man adjustments. Right, we got to determine that. And then, of course, let's do the score for Central City. 6. Oh, my God. Central City blows up with another 24 points. Okay, so we know that the -4 from their own team, so they're down to 14 thanks to their 6th man. And we know that our stud superstar subtracts 2 more for them. They're going to score only 12 points total in the fourth quarter for a grand total of, my God, 49, 59, 60, 61. They're going to score only 61 total points. And we know that we got 2 more bonus from our 6th man in an assist or in points for 26. That's going to give us a grand total of 88-94. So we win this game. Central City wins this game 94-61. Now, let's go ahead and do our scores. So 6th man for each team. Connor is a 0. So let's get our allocation. He needs a 1 or a 2. Does Connor 5? He will not score. So their 6th man scores nothing again. Their point guard scores his 5. So again, our point guard, 5. That's going to give him 18 points on the day. Shooting guard, he's going to get his. So the shooting guard, Graham, gets his 5. That's going to give him... did he miss a quarter of scoring? No. Where did I get 5 points for these guys? Holy shite, I messed that up. 4 points. Oops. So this should be 12 and 12, sorry. And that means point guard gets 4 here, shooting guard gets 4 here. That's going to be 16. So they both score 16 points. So their guards getting their average, 16 points. Their small forward, Brantley. Brantley gets no points. Wow, Brantley finishes with only, I think that's Brantley, yep. And then their power forward for Springfield, Welcher, 1. He needs a 1. Nope, he won't score. Their power forward doesn't score, so that means on the whole, their power forward literally has scored no points. Their power forward just totally manhandled. Welch, their center, 1. Holy cow, Welch for them is going to score 2. This is their center, Welch is going to get 2. He had 1 here, so he ends up with 3 on the day. So their leaders are 16, 16, 7, 3, and then their bench. Their bench had 15, and we know that they scored 12, 13, 14 of that. Oh, they can't. They only scored 12, so we got 8, 9, 10. So that means their bench got 2 points and finished with 17 points. So their high score for the game is the bench. But again, you're going to divide that among their starters, however you want. Wow. All right, so let's go ahead and see what Trindle, a 1-4. Trindle failed to score in the first half, but he did help them get 2-point advantage, 4-point advantage. Same thing here, but let's find out if he scored points, though, in the fourth quarter. And 4, he will. And on B, he's going to score 4 plus his normal 2, so 6. So their 6th man for Central City, who's a star, Trindle. Got 6 points, and of course he got 6 for the whole day. So 6 points for him, for the 6th man off the bench. All right, now we start with our shooting guard, and then we start with our center, small forward, power forward, point guard, and bench for the scoring of the fourth quarter. So the shooting guard here for Central City is a 2. He will not score, so he did not play, so he must have gotten hurt. He did not score a bucket in the second half of play. They won literally, they scored 24 and 24, and they did so with their shooting guard out. So he was benched because he didn't need to play, or he was injured, right? Their center, though, I think is going to get his. Their center, too, yep, he's going to get his again. So 5 for the center, and that's going to give him 20. So their center has led all scorers so far with 20. Small forward for these guys. Again, their small forward is a 1. They're all 1s now, so 1 through 4. Yep. So their small forward's going to get his 4. That means the small forward's going to score 16 on the day. Their power forward is also a 1. He's going to get his points, which is 4. And he, up to now, had 4, so he's going to have 8 points on the day. Their point guard, who's a 1, is going to get his 4 more points. So their point guard scores 4. And, of course, on the day, the point guard had 12, so he's going to get 16. And that means they scored 12, 17, and then another 9 points. So the bench gets another 9, and that means total on the day, 24 points from their bench. Outstanding. And again, you divide that however you want among their 4 bench players. So, interesting. The final score, 61 to 94. Our leaders. Over here we had... back to this. I closed it before I should have. We have Ignacio, point guard. Ignacio scored 16 for them. Their shooting guard, Graham, scored 16. And Brantley, small forward Brantley, scored only 7. And their bench really contributed 17 points. So their leader technically was all the guys on their bench. Over here, it is going to be our center, or not ours, but Central City's center. That is Sharkey. He's going to lead them. He's going to score 20 on the night. And then we got our small forward for Central City, Booth, who scores 16. And then we got our point guard, which is kind of a surprise, Reynolds, scores 16. And then we have the shooting guard, who is their premier player, Hartman, ends up not scoring a single point in the second half. He gets 10 on the night. So he might have been playing and just contributing as a assist man. And then finally, we've got our power forward, who gets 8. Their power forward is Fanning. Gets 8. And their bench, 24 points among them. Incredible. So there is the first game of the first weekend series between Springfield and Central City. I went ahead and did point allocating as I went. The game is designed for you just to roll scores, do your 6-man and play, but you can also then find out who's getting the points. It just gives your leagues and your careers Again, a chance to look back and see who led these teams and who was their superstars, etc. So Ignacio and Graham, who are both rated 2s, contributed their max of, against this defense, contributed their max of 16 points. So Ignacio and Graham for Springfield, as I wrote. So for those who think I just invent these write-ups, no, these write-ups are based on the game design engine and what these teams should look like when you play them. Coach Straybilt has a strong backcourt in Ignacio and Graham, but that's all they've got. As I played it out, what happened? Ignacio and Graham scored their 16, and they literally, it's all they got, as their bench got the other 17 really for them, right? As sparse contributors from Brantley, Feltzper, and Welch, and Connor, their sixth man, who's a real problem. And then you look at Central City. Let's read what I say here. So again, when I do the write-ups for the teams, it's based on the game design ratings, so it gives you an idea of what the ratings mean. Central City is primed to win the championship with Sharkey controlling the paint, scoring in close, and Hartman adding buckets from the outside. The sixth man, Trindle, is a rising star. Sure enough, our center led Central City with 20. What was strange is Hartman only got 10 points and buckets, but his small forward and Reynolds contributed 16 each, Fanning with 8, and their bench contributed to 24. So pretty cool. So the write-ups, when I do these little fictional write-ups about the teams, they generally are directly referring to how these ratings should impact play over the course of the season or whatever, right? It gives you an idea that you can actually make. So when I talk about narrative sense, the narrative information I provide when I play games or when I do these things in books, the narrative is based on actual things, right? It's obviously some of the things will come out wrong, or some of the things, but when I play when I play the full game of parallax football, well, I know it's a run, and I know the halfback's getting the ball, and I know he got 4 yards. The narrative flavor is what I give it, right? But on something like this, those write-ups are kind of meant to be a hint or a clue as to what these teams can do. Whether you play these teams or you make your own, it just gives you an idea that you can glance at a team's ratings and get an idea what they should look like, right? So for those who are curious, by the way, this PDF there's a free PDF of this book on my Google Drive, completely free. You have to print it. You have to download and print it with no cover, of course. This can be purchased directly from Lulu. So this particular book is available on Lulu, along with, of course, all the books. But and I've talked about it before. This particular book has my favorite fast play versions of the games. Big Country Time Sports, obviously, is the advanced versions of all of these sports plus soccer. So it just depends on whether you like the advanced games or you like the faster playing games. Obviously, this took longer because I bothered to do the scoring as I went for every quarter. And again, going into this game, you think B versus D, but the roles, the execution tonight, and the contributions of the sixth man of Central City, it just turned out to be an absolute butt kicking, 94 to 61. And Central City, again, already predicted to be the potential champion. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.